We're speaking with Lathan Watts of Alliance Defending Freedom, and we've been talking about a real problem that you may not have experienced, but is headed your way. And the elite, they want to laugh it off. What we're talking about is losing your bank account. Lathan, what's it mean to a person if they lose their bank account?
Well, I mean, try conducting any sort of business without a bank account. It's access to basic financial services is sort of the coin of the realm, right? I mean, it's really difficult to be a functioning member of society without some sort of access to basic financial services.
Because you can't carry cash and pay everything, and some places won't even take cash anymore.
True. I mean, for Indigenous Advance, it meant they lost their bank account. They had to scramble. It took them a week or two to find another bank. That impacted their payroll to employees who were on the ground in Uganda, helping.
What if they couldn't find another bank? Because the next bank you come along and it says, what I'm hearing you tell me is the government is saying, this looks risky. And so the private bank is saying, wow, we don't want to upset the government, so we're going to go along with that, just like they went along with enforcing all sorts of COVID rules.
Yes, the really tight relationship between banks and federal regulators is really the most dangerous part of this. And that's what we saw at the subcommittee hearing, was that the Treasury Department had gone to the largest banks in the country and basically asked them to basically surveil their customers and look for transactions or interactions with places like Dick's Sporting Goods, Cabela's, purchasing of religious texts, donating.
So you go to the Bible store and you get flagged because you use your MasterCard and they can see it.
Right. Donating to organizations like Alliance Defending Freedom or other mainstream religious or conservative political organizations. And they wanted to flag these because they said this was to identify potential domestic terrorists. And the subcommittee had uncovered this, and that's why they invited us to testify about it.
Okay, I'm not suggesting that this happened at all. In fact, I'm opposed to it. But can you imagine the outcry if a woman went and bought a burqa, or she went and bought a Quran, or she went and bought anything, because we see violence happening on college campuses today.
Certainly. In
protests. And so you say, all right, find out anybody who might be sympathetic with the protesters and debank them, punish them so we can control them. There's no way they get away with that.
Well, and that's the worst part, as I said, when a concentrated power in the government level is working with concentrated power in the private sector to do things that the government couldn't do constitutionally. And that's what we see happening here. And so if government can get away with doing that for people that donate to ADF or that purchase, a Bible and the same week they bought a gun at Cabela's, then they could do it. The next administration may take a bad view of people who purchase this or that and weaponize the government against them. So, any freedom that you want for yourself, you have to be willing to protect for other people, even if you disagree with it.
I think it was the finance minister in Canada under Trudeau who said, if you have given to Trump, you should lose your bank account. And that's the way that you can be a party permanently in power.
Certainly.
And then I don't have any doubt. Do you have any doubt that the left-leaning progressive Biden administration, as soon as they get full power, won't care anything at all about those progressive agenda items?
Well, I mean, there's actually two cases at the Supreme Court this term that dealt with this. You had Murphy versus Missouri, which was about the government asking nicely, that's putting it nicely, the social media companies to censor information related to COVID. You have the NRA versus VULO. The NRA, represented by the ACLU in this case, where the state of New York was pressuring private companies not to do business with the NRA, trying to impact the NRA's ability to advocate for the Second Amendment. So we see it happening.